The dots only connect in retrospect. Welcome to Thank God It's Monday. I'm your host, Eric Twiggs. Joining me is Ted Fells, and we are the Digital Dudes. And today, I want to talk to you from the theme, the protection of rejection. So when I think about that opening quote, I'm reminded of a story that's told. There's this young man, and he just had this dream. He was into sports, so his dream was to be the sporting goods manager at his local retail department store. That was his dream. That's what he was looking to accomplish. So he had these series of interviews, right? So first he had an interview over the phone with the HR assistant. He felt good about that thing. Felt like it was went like he thought it was going to go. So next he had an in-person interview with the HR manager. Felt good about the conversation. Felt like they were on the same page. They were singing from the so sheet of music.
Oh,
So then he had another interview in person with the hiring manager who he'd ultimately report to. Again, went well. Everybody's singing from the same sheet of music. He was told later that week on that Friday that he'd get a phone call to find out whether or not he got the position. And of course, he figured that was just a formality because everything went well. They're on the same page. They're singing from the same sheet of music. Well, as you can probably guess, he got the phone call on Friday. He did not get the position. He was sad. He was distraught. He was so upset. He called his mother. His mom tells him, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it because God has a plan. And I know, Ted, you're like, man, whatever happened to this young guy? Man, that's a tragic. What a bummer.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. I feel really bad for him.
Right. So the interesting thing is that the young man is someone you may have heard of. His name is Ronald Reagan. And many believe, like people that study history and all of that, truly believe that he would have never become president of the United States if he had gotten that position that he wanted. Because it set off like a whole chain reaction of things that ended up happening, from him getting into broadcasting to getting into acting to getting into politics. He wouldn't have been available if he had gotten the position he wanted. So again, he was protected by rejection. Right. So here's the big takeaway, right? Here's what you need to understand to make your Monday better, that sometimes what you see as a closed door is really an open door for something better. Right. And if you understand that, I know we've said it on here before, that everything is happening for you and not just to you. If you can understand that, it changes your perspective. And you can really shout, thank God it's Monday, because even if I get rejected, it's working for my good and something better is going to come out of it. Ted?
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, I think about, some things in my own life. I remember working for a federal agency, while I was in high school. And, I think it was for like the summer or something. And, thought the job was going well and everything was going. And then the summer ended and I had to go back to school, and I spoke to that supervisor and was like, hey, I'd like to come back. And he was like, okay, let us know. And when you're ready to come back. And then I found out that he didn't think I did such a great job. Right. Yeah, I found that out. And what ended up happening was when I was trying to go back, it was like, hey, there's no availability for you. Wow, man, I was down. I was like, I guess like Ronald Reagan. I was feeling bummed out. So what ended up happening was I ended up getting another position, and within that organization, my coordinator at school said, "I'm gonna put you in this other office." Got over there, they loved me. I could come back and work like anytime I wanted. I mean, they were just, man, it was birthday. They'd be giving me a bunch of gifts and lunch. I mean, it was just amazing. It was a totally different environment, and I would have never found that office had I not had a chance to being, not having the opportunity to go back to where I was previous, a different type of job. I wasn't doing a bunch of heavy. It was just much better all the way around, and that position ended up, helping with my trajectory, to what I'm doing now. And so at the time, I thought it was the worst thing in the world, and rejection or whatever, the possibility that could be opened up.
So think about that. Those of you that are watching us, listening to us, Ted may have never become the super CEO
Never.
if his plan had worked out originally, if he hadn't experienced that rejection.
May not even be on this podcast.
Right.
May still be doing something over there. So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's powerful. I mean, your story is probably even more powerful than the whole Ronald Reagan thing. I mean, that's
yeah. I mean, what did he do? Just become the president?
he just became president. I mean, what's
oh man.
But no, you just have to operate with the right mindset and know that the rejection is really protection, because it's protecting you from where it's protecting you for where you really should be.
Yeah, because sometimes you may not make a move unless you're kind of pushed to that move.
Right.
Because even that job that I was telling you about, the new one, that was going well, and then one day I came back and it was a freeze, and they couldn't bring me back on. They wanted to, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
So one of the ladies that I used to work with there had gone to another agency, and so she helped me get over there, and that opened up a whole bunch of pot. But all of it just kind of came, and each time it wasn't like I said, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna do this." No, each time it was, I believe it was God that closed this door and opened up another door that moved me to the places that that I ended up going to. So I just think it's all in your mindset, and you have to look at, again, the glass is always half full. So
yeah, key. I mean, we could start calling these mindset Mondays, right, Ted? Because that's really that's kind of the central theme. Like, if you embrace the right mindset, you'll look at Mondays much better. There's nothing to dread. So speaking of having the right mindset, you need to check out our episode of the 30-Minute Hour podcast. It's today at 6:00 Eastern. Our guest is coming all the way from Denmark. Worldwide. That's right.
Man, look at that. Denmark.
That's right. Malene Benson. She helps entrepreneurs to grow their impact and their income. She helps them to write that great book in 30 days or less. So you definitely want to stay tuned. She's going to help you to grow your impact and your income. Again, it's going to help your mindset, which is, again, maybe we need to call this Mindset Mondays or something, Ted.
Mindset Monday. I like Mindset Monday.
But that's our time for today. Thank God it's Monday. We look forward to seeing you tonight at 6:00 Eastern on the 30-Minute Hour podcast. Till then, have a great one.